I was just remember thinking, oh my God. So I had like sheets here and there and everywhere. We just sort of talked a lot of nonsense.
Guys, good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening. I'm not sure where you are, what time it is
Hi.
there, but hello.
Hello.
Um, congrats on this film. This job feels so much easier when it's really good. Like as a journalist, when you really love the movie, it must be a
Nice.
hell of a lot easier for you guys when you know it's come together as well as it has as well.
Yeah, no, it's already exciting, when Steven Soderbergh comes to you and wants you to be part of something he's doing. And then, David's job on the script was, exceptional. And then this cast just started to form. So it was exciting from the get-go. And it all happened really fast in terms of talking to Steven and then actually being on set and shooting.
Yeah.
So yeah, really feel privileged to be part of it and work with him again.
It feels to me like I had a similar reaction to Conclave when I saw it, when you've got like just a really, really well casted film with a brilliant script and everything's shot perfectly and nothing's labored and it all just kind of fits together like so sweetly. And I guess you guys don't really know that until you see kind of the edit, because I'm sure you've filmed stuff before which you thought would be much better or worse than it turned out to be. But like the people I spoke to afterwards were like, I could have watched that for another 10 minutes. I could have watched that for another 20 minutes, which is kind of the sign of something that's...
It's great, yeah.
That's great.
I think you could see around the table, especially when we were all together as an ensemble at the dinner table scenes, the different personalities at the table, the different energies that were, at work there. And you were like, oh, this is cool. Each person was very sort of individual. And that was exciting to see, because a lot of the rest of the time we were all, paired off or, whatever it was. But to be collectively at the table for those tension scenes as well, it was cool.
Those scenes were absolutely immaculate. Like Steven Soderbergh's known for kind of this non-intrusive directing style traditionally. Was that the case on those scenes? Did he kind of just like wind you guys up, then leave you to it to kind of play for a while? Like how did that energy kind of come about?
They were the only scenes that we rehearsed, actually, the two dinner scenes, because they were the scenes that were keeping him up at night in terms of how he was going to film it. How he was going to, differentiate between the first dinner scene and then the second one, where he was going to put the camera, how he was visually going to tell the stories. So for us, it wasn't really any different, but for him, that was important for him to get in there and for us to rehearse on site to see, where he was going to put the camera. We just sort of talked a lot of nonsense. And,
Speaking about talking a lot of nonsense, I mean, you guys together probably shared my favorite scene outside of that, and it's taking everything within me not to ask whether you're tightening your anal sphincters right now. Like there must be times, you've read a lot of scripts in your lives, but there must be times when you do kind of lose it when you read out that scene for the first time and you go, I cannot wait to sit down and try and put this on camera. And did it take like a while? Was it difficult to actually get through that with straight faces and in character?
It was just difficult for me to get through it because the way it was written in the script, I had learnt it a certain way. And then Steven was like, no, I'm going to shoot them like all through. And so the chronological order of what I was saying was changed. So I was just remember thinking, oh my God. So I had like sheets here and there and everywhere just to sort of keep on track where I was supposed to be. In the end, I didn't have to worry because the camera wasn't really on me. It's more like, that's the other thing that's great about the way Steven shoots. It's like when he decides to go to the person who you're looking at for a reaction or somebody who's listening as opposed to the person that's talking, it's so good the way he does that in this movie. But yeah, reading that scene, I was like, that was funny. And then the other scene that we have, which was one of my favorites, where I go round to Clarissa's house and surprise her. There's really funny moments in that as well.
Very quickly, before they took me out, I mean, we're in an interesting place in independent cinema at the moment. I know Soderbergh was kind of known as a bastion of that. I know this is a studio movie, but the success of Kneecap and then the success of kind of Sean Baker's and Noir at the Oscars. What's your take on this? Are we in a good place for kind of independent cinema and these kind of smaller stories being told at the moment, Michael?
Yeah, look, I think, the budgets that you have just sort of, is either you get a sort of 12 million is kind of the cap for an independent film really. You know, the odd person like Steven Soderbergh can get that middle range, which, you know, is the films that I sort of always sort of loved, which is like 30, 40, 50 million. But not many people can get that. That's kind of the barren area of film at the moment. It's, you know, the independents get capped off around 12 million, like I say, and then you've got the big tentpole ones, which are like 200 million. But that area in the middle, I think, is still suffers.
Well, I'm hoping that this grabs imaginations the way it grabbed mine, because I'm completely in agreement. That kind of ballpark movie for me is what we need a lot more of at the moment. And it's when it's done like it's done in this movie, it is like joyful. It's so fun to watch. Anyway, guys, can't take up too much of your time. Congratulations. I'll see you on the next one. And all the very best on this one.
Thanks, Jonny.
Thanks.
Cheers, guys.